what's up you guys, it's Kate. Sorry I didn't upload a video last month. I had my exams, so I didn't really feel like uploading a video due to all the stress and yeah, so as you can see I've had my hair cut, so it's just a quick update video really. I've had my hair cut, I went to prom, I got a job, yada yada yada, you don't really want to hear that. So I'm just going to go quickly on to my video for this month, which was my embarrassing stories video. I don't have a lot of embarrassing stories that I feel I can share on the internet yet, because some of them are a bit close to the edge basically, let's just say like that. So I'm just going to share a few with you. I've only got, oh god, I've only got 4 that I fancy sharing today, which are roller skates, blowback, trampoline and drunk calling. As you can imagine by the drunk calling one, it's obvious. Roller skates is basically, a few years ago I was 13 and I wanted to try roller skating, and I was a bit of a wuss, so I got my sister Karina, who was 11, and my sister Zoe, who at the time was 7, to hold my hand so I could roller skate because I was a big wuss. But Karina is extremely fast and Zoe was extremely slow. So Karina pulled off too quickly, Zoe didn't pull at all. My legs decided to split and I ended up putting my hands straight down like that and fractured all of my wrist. Which is great. Great. So yeah, I fractured my wrist, and then at the time I was actually going to go on holiday the next 2 days, so I had to go to the hospital. They patched me up and everything, so I went on holiday, but then I was extremely cautious. My cousin actually was taking the mick out of me the entire time, thinking it was just me being a wuss. So that was a great holiday. The second one is blowback. Now, if you're underage if you're under the drinking age, don't do it. Never drink until you're old enough. And you guys aren't even going to listen to me when I say that, but that's beside the point. I was on holiday in Egypt with some members of my family, and a family friend said, if you can drink that entire drink, I will go buy you a cocktail. And this was like a mint alcoholic vodka thing. It was disgusting, but I was like, oh, I see, this is a challenge. So I take this as a challenge, so I'm drinking the drink, and halfway through I feel really sick and I can't swallow anymore, so I'm like, what the hell's going on? I've never experienced this because I'm young. So I never experienced this feeling before. I was like, what the hell's going on? Little did I know there was something called blowback, which is what you get. And I drank and it got stuck and it hit my gag reflex, so I threw up. I full on hydro pumped on my mum and she wasn't happy. Oh god, if I can't drink I can still taste the mint. Ugh, it's horrible. Yeah, I hydro pumped on my mum. Something a baby does and I still do it. Go me. Next one was trampoline. A few years ago I was with my then boyfriend at his friend's house, who's my friend, and his girlfriend, well, his friend and his girlfriend, they were jumping on the trampoline and they said I could come on too, so I was jumping on the trampoline and we were having fun, and this trampoline didn't have the cover around it, around the springs, so we were trying to be careful, but at one point they jumped too high. I was bounced up into the air and went straight through a spring, the little gaps in the spring, which are about that thick, so they're not very thick at all. So I go through this and get my leg caught, and in bear in mind, it's stuck around my thigh. My then boyfriend was just laughing at me, he wouldn't help at all. And I was stuck for like 3 minutes, like in this pain, like I was crying because it was so bad, my makeup was running. But they helped me out. They got Aaron and Martine, they got me out of the springs, and I went home because I didn't want to be near him because of how basically he hadn't helped. He just made me feel worse because he was just laughing at me and basically saying I was being stupid and nobody was. So I went home, and the next morning I was getting changed into a uniform, and I looked down and I've got a bright, no, it wasn't even bright, it was like a dark purpley blue colour of that bruise around my thigh, and basically it looked like I was wearing a garter. It was horrible, and it took like, it was still purpley blue for like 3 days, which was great. But yeah, after a while it turned brown, so I was like, oh, it's healing, it was fine. And then it healed up, and he was basically he spread around that I was just being stupid. So I was like, I wasn't really being stupid, I was just, you know, kid stupid. I guess I was being a little stupid at the time. And then the last one we have is drunk calling my mum. This is a great one, in my opinion. A few years ago, I was at a party. It wasn't even a few years ago, it was a few months ago. And that was a year. I'm amazing. I am so amazing at telling things like this. Great. I was at a party for the year 11s. It was last year's, and I was more friends with the year 11s than I was even in my own year group, which is probably bad, but oh well. And I was just hanging out at the party, and there was alcohol, and I was just drinking, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll have one. Which moved on to 2, which moved on to like 5. I was just drinking random crap. I was drinking like Bacardi Breezers, I was having shots of vodka and like Jägermeister. I was drinking some stuff that I'd never even heard of, which was amazing. But at one point we got kicked out of the party, and I can't even remember for the life of me how that happened. But I was panicking, and I was going to stay at my friend's house that night. But we'd been kicked out of her house, so I can't remember how. So I called my mum in a panic, and I was completely drunk. I was like, Mum, I've been kicked out. Help, I'm drunk, I'm sorry. Basically sounded really stupid. But she saw the funny side and picked me up and took me home. So the next morning though, she basically did shout at me saying you shouldn't have got drunk, and I understood that. But she basically was shouting at me and trying to make me feel bad and thinking I would have had a hangover, and I didn't. So I was like, okay, no hangovers for Kitty. Great. I'm laughing as if I'm proud of it. I'm really not. It was stupid. Never mind. Yes, I'm gonna go now, guys. I hope you had a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. I just did the Dan sign off. That was stupid. Bye.